Yo, listen up, guys. Hey, we're running through these, but check this out. This is a fragrance that we gotta stop and take a little time with, because this is absolutely incredible. I love this fragrance to death. Why? Because I am a vetiver lover. Can you guess which one it is? Stay tuned. All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the afternoon. Had to give a proper intro. Today's fragrance, we're running through the samples, and listen, I love this fragrance. I think this fragrance cannot be duplicated. I don't think it has been duplicated. It's an original formula, and in the vetiver category, it just cannot be topped. Sure, you might like a fragrance over this one or not, but this fragrance will remain in time as an absolute staple for intrigue, for vetiver, for just an all-around incredible profile that you need in your collection. This is from the house of Hermes. This is Terre de Hermes Parfum. We're doing samples today, guys. Now, let me just tell you about this fragrance, guys. When it comes to vetiver, sure, some people think about your titans like Tom Ford Grey Vetiver or Elysium. You know what I'm saying? But when we talk about pure vetiver, I would call it like a vetiver with a slight twist, because vetiver isn't the dominant note in this fragrance, but it is in a way. It's dominated by blood orange. However, this is pure vetiver at its finest. This fragrance can't be outmatched, in my opinion. It is one of the most versatile, affordable, classy, sophisticated, alluring, mysterious, complex fragrances out there. Yeah, it applies to just the vetiver category, but I think all around, Terre de Hermes Parfum is just insanely slept on. Even though we all know it, we're not sleeping on the name. Everybody knows Terre de Hermes. Everybody's heard Terre de Hermes. But sometimes it can fade in the background a bit to some of the other Elysiums and Grey Vetivers and Encre Noir and stuff like that, just due to, I don't know. I think just some people put their nose to it and they don't get it. You know, blood orange and vetiver. It totally makes sense to me. A lot of women absolutely fall for this fragrance, but some women don't like it. But I would say the majority of people, women specifically, when they smell this on a man, love it on a man. I think character plays into a fragrance like this. If you don't look the part of the fragrance in terms of class and sophistication, you can make the fragrance get downplayed nose-wise. And I think that might be what is happening. I'm not quite sure. Not everybody's supposed to love what I love, but by and large, people all respect Terre de Hermes. It just has insane use case. When we talk fresh, fruity, vetiver category, it's dominant. It's absolutely dominant. And they've only continued to ramp up the formulation and sophisticate it. What do I get? I get citrus up top. It's a very bright, clean fragrance. It does have some draw to it. It's very earthy. It's got bite. I don't know what the bite is necessarily. Like, I don't know if the bite's coming from the... Well, I know it's like a combination, right? Bitter orange, vetiver, etc., earthiness, greenery, but grapefruit. But it's got bite. Like, it's fresh and crisp in the air, and that crispness has just a zing to it, like a very crisp, airy, fresh zing to it. I love this fragrance, guys. The orange is bitter, riney orange with grapefruit soaked in it. That tinge of grapefruit just sitting on woods and earthiness. I really just think this is such an original formulation that just can't be beat. It's absolutely stellar. We're not going to make a long video with this today. Let's look at the notes here. Again, this is the Parfum version. I do think people tend to like the opening of the eau de toilette a little bit more for its initial projection. But I think if you put this on your skin, the Parfum is just smoother and has a little more longevity in the back end and is just a little bit more complex and even smoother. I think the EDT has a little bit more bite, but I don't think you can lose from either one of these fragrances. In fact, this is the one fragrance where I'm not going to point to a clone because I don't think there is any clone that clones this exact DNA profile appropriately enough to recommend. The price is good enough to just buy it. You should just buy it. Again, let's just look through the notes here. We have orange. It's more of a riney, bitter orange. And then that grapefruit, riney grapefruit, but it's got such a fresh spritz. It's almost like grapefruit soda in terms of its fizziness up top. The orange kind of smooths it out. But again, it's got that bite. It's got that bright, crisp sizzle in the air, almost like sparkling grape soda, sparkling grapefruit soda, and you're just smelling that fizziness on your nose. That's the bite. And then it just sits on this backbone of woods, oak moss, and benzoin. Let's see this flint note. What is this? Natural and synthetic, popular and weird. Okay, well, that's not really helpful. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to ignore flint. And to be honest, I don't even smell like an odd note. This fragrance is predominantly like, I would say 65 to 70% bitter, riney, but also bright and fizzy, grapefruity orange with a backbone of just this earthiness and this woodiness. It's fairly linear, but it's got such distinctness and such uniqueness to its draw. I think when we talk about grapefruit and orange, no one really does it better, brighter, cleaner, and fizzier than Terre de Hermes, especially the Parfum. Okay, let's just go through the usual suspects. This is going to be a shorter video, guys. For some of you who don't like it when I ramble on, this will be a perfect video for you. This is an ageless fragrance. Any age can wear this. This is any season, any reason. I think it could shine in warmer climates. However, in colder climates, it may come off with a different type of greenery, citrus. It's just so pleasing. It's so inoffensive to me, but yet there's so much intrigue and draw. Use case. I think this sits right in the middle of casual and formal, right? Like it's somewhere in the middle. It is not, I mean, you absolutely could gym fragrance this out, but I think you'd be wasting money. Again, just because something can work in a certain circumstance doesn't mean you need to waste money, right? Like there's other super cheap options for freshies / freshies with charm. This is slightly above freshie with charm. It has sophistication a little bit above your average freshie. That just takes it out of the stratosphere for me and takes it into more formal category. But again, I think it sits right in the middle of casual and formal for me. But I think it's any season, any reason. You could dress it up for date night. I think the older you get, like the north of 30 category as a man, it becomes more of a sophistication fragrance with playfulness to it because the citrus is so bright and fizzy, right? I think the younger you are, the more it sophisticates you. But yeah, any season, any reason, ageless fragrance, any type of circumstance from the gym up to the super formal fragrance, it just has a nice anytimeness to it. It's a timeless fragrance. Projection and longevity is going to be super average. I'm going to warn you guys. It is not a beast mode fragrance by any stretch of the imagination. If I had this fragrance, I would definitely be putting 6 to 10 sprays on. If I'm touching outdoors a lot, especially in warm climate, I'm going 10. I'm going to be honest with you, 8 minimum. 8 minimum sprays of Terre de Hermes, and I'm going on skin, on clothes, and that might just barely get me through a shift at work. You know, it might last me 4 to 6 hours of projection and longevity's 4 to 6 hours. It might just project for about an hour or two at best. So you're going to have to ramp up the sprays. And I think that's the case with every age. You know, sometimes I tell you guys, okay, in this circumstance, do light sprays. In this circumstance, do heavy. I think you have to go 8 to 10 sprays to not worry about spritzing back up. And even then, you're going to have to spritz up in the afternoon if you have a long day. 8 to 10 will get you through a shift at work in a good day. Man, I just absolutely love this fragrance. In the vetiver category, for me, it sits top 5 without question. I might even put it in top 3 in many cases as a pure vetiver fragrance. Again, this is more of your clean, soapy vetiver, similar to Gray Vetiver by Tom Ford, but the grapefruit and orange on this is way stronger and way better than Gray Vetiver. Gray Vetiver sits on grapefruit, but is more clean, soapy, class, business suit, business tie. It's any season, any reason, but when I think of Gray Vetiver, when I smell Gray Vetiver, I see a man in a suit, or a man very, very tailored from the head to the socks. Whereas I feel like Terre de Hermes goes a little more playful. It's upscale playfulness. Okay. In the vetiver category, I feel this fragrance is unmatched in its profile. And because I don't know any clones that I support of this DNA, every clone can get you in the ballpark of grapefruit or in the ballpark of vetiver or in the ballpark of orange and vetiver, but none of them translate with the level, with the actual quality, with the actual quality of the profile as Terre de Hermes, which is why I think it will remain in time as one of the most sold fragrances in the vetiver category. Again, if you're not very familiar with vetiver, the bite of it may initially make you question it, but put it on skin and wear it and watch how people respond to it, and you will be a magnet of attention. Again, the only thing that I think this fragrance lacks in is performance, which in the freshy category, you can't expect much. Most fragrances in the fresh citrus category are average or below average performers. Even Elysium, as beautiful as of a fragrance as that is super below average in performance, no matter how much you spray it. So I'm not going to dock the fragrance on that. It's just the formulation. It's just the concentrate. It's just the palette that they're going for. Everything can't be beast mode, and I'm not mad at it. So to me, it's a 10 out of 10 fragrance must have in your collection. I wish I could give you a clone, but there just isn't one. There's some alternative vetiver bitey fragrances that certainly do the job, but none that will give you Terre de Hermes. And that's the real issue. Same with Gray Vetiver. You just won't find Gray Vetiver on the clone market of any type of respectable manner. So anyways, hope this video was helpful for you. Again, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. More importantly, contribute to the conversation of fragrance in the comments and turning your notification bells on because we drop episodes every single day. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is from the House of Hermes. This is Terre de Hermes Parfum, and it is a banger, world-class fragrance that will be here for many, many years to come. Peace.